Foreground, that's Jack Buckner, number 337, and Mark Rowland, number 396. A withdrawal from this event is the winner of the 10,000 metres, Eamon Martin, who has a virus, the third Englishman. He has a virus and he is not taking his place in the field. And it's the New Zealander Kerry Rodger who goes straight to the lead from Andrew Lloyd from Australia, and then back to Pat Carroll. And at number 396 is Mark Rowland, the English champion at this distance. And in the early stages, the three Kenyans, Ondieki, Tanui, and Ondieki, Tanui, and Ngugi, back towards the middle of the field. Rodger's taking them out fairly quickly, Steve Monaghetti.
Yes, and no one's going with him. The Kenyans are certainly very cagey sitting at the back, but wait for it. Something could happen very shortly.
How do you expect this race to unfold?
I think John Ngugi's going to break the field up by putting a solid lap in, probably in the middle stages, but without Eamon Martin, that could change the face of the race a little bit.
So Kerry Rodger, number 807, the New Zealander, is leading this 5,000 metre field. He set a New Zealand national record in Auckland a fortnight ago and appeared to be running in very good form, but his performance in the 10,000 metres was perhaps a little bit disappointing. So now he's being wheeled in initially by Pat Carroll from Australia. He's number 42. Andrew Lloyd is still there, and Rowland on the inside. And now Yobish Ondieki starting to move up, and he's in 5th place, followed on the outside by Ngugi. I think the best way to try and distinguish these Kenyans is to tell you that Ondieki has the red shoes, Ngugi has the yellow shoes, and Moses Tanui has no shoes. Now this is Kerry Rodger, the New Zealander, and he still leads the 5,000 metres field from Carroll of Australia, Lloyd of Australia, Rowland of England, and I'm just looking for Malcolm Norwood, who at this stage, the third Australian, is back towards the rear of the field, although he's starting to... Oh, and there's a fall. There's an interesting fall, and it's involved one of the Kenyans, and...
Jack Buckner.
Jack Buckner, it's John Ngugi, the Olympic champion, that fell. Well, that really is going to throw this race wide open now. And it's Ngugi who's really starting to run hard at the back of the field, trying to make up the ground that he lost. What a tragedy for the Olympic champion, John Ngugi, who fell, and it's left Kerry Rodger out in front from Carroll, Lloyd and Rowland, and Ondieki is the best placed of the Kenyans. Here's a replay of it, Steve. Let's have another look. And down goes Ngugi, and he takes Buckner down with him. Two of the fancies in the event.
Yeah, and look at him still charging back up already. This is unbelievable. Look at this.
Well, there's a spirited sprint from the Olympic champion, and he will now have the sympathy of this huge crowd at Mount Smart. There is no question about that. And within a lap, he's gone into the lead. And he said, well, if that's what's going to happen to me, you can earn the gold medal. If you're going to take it off me, you really are going to have to work for it now. John Ngugi, who led throughout the best part of the Olympic 5,000 metre final. He doesn't have a big sprint finish. He needs to go fairly early. And they've got 9 laps to run as they come down to... With 9 laps to run, they go through the start-finish line, or through the finish line in this event, and they're running at a fairly reasonable pace. So with 8 laps to run now, as they come round the next time, we're going to take a break. Then we'll be back for the exciting concluding stages of the 5,000 metres. John Ngugi, the Olympic champion, that leads this field from Williams of Canada and Rowland of England. Remembering that Ngugi fell and had to make up some 50 metres, but a further sensation when the #1 ranked athlete in this event in the world, Yobish Ondieki, also fell, and he's now struggling to stay in touch with the field. It's going to be interesting now, Steve, just to see what that sprint from Ngugi took out of him when he had to make up the ground that he lost.
It certainly doesn't look like it's taken much out of him at the moment. He's starting to break away again.
Well, Ondieki has got himself back into the race also, but he's a good 50 or 60 metres behind his teammate John Ngugi, who leads them through. And with 5 laps to run, 7 minutes, 8 minutes is the time, and so they're still running at a fairly good pace. It's John Ngugi who leads them into the back straight, the Olympic champion. And let's have a look at the fall that may well have cost Jovic Ondieki any chance of winning this 5,000 metres. A sensational race here at Mount Smart. And there you see John Ngugi, the Olympic champion. He leads Williams of Canada, who ran so well in the 10,000 metres. And then Roland of England. They're the three leaders. And they're well out in front of the next pack that includes Kerry Roger of New Zealand. And Roger is just starting to set out after the 3 leaders, which explains the cheer that you can hear in the background. And coming
at this field up 50 metres, and he's 50 metres in front again now.
And now the third pack is starting to close on the second. Roger is starting to tack onto the back of both Roland and Williams. And Tanui has also gone in. So now it's a pack of 6 athletes that are out in pursuit of John Ngugi. Ngugi must be tired. He's coming down into the home straight. He's got just over 1 lap to run. He comes down to get the bell, and the Olympic champion leads this 5,000 metre field through. This will be one of the most remarkable victories in Commonwealth Games history if he can pull it off. After him goes Roland. In there also is Andrew Lloyd, who's well placed to win a medal. Kerry Roger is there from New Zealand.
This is great. Andrew Lloyd, as I know, has got a lot of speed. These guys are quick 1,500 metre runners, but Lloyd is there with a real chance.
Hamer's there from Wales, Roger from New Zealand, and now Tanui breaks away from that bunch, and Hamer goes with him. Hamer, in fact, has passed Tanui. Lloyd's going also, and they're closing rapidly on the race leader, John Ngugi. It's Ngugi. Lloyd is running brilliantly. Hamer is in second place. Lloyd is third. Ngugi is tiring badly. Ngugi has a look around. The gap has narrowed to about 6 or 7 metres. Lloyd takes off after Hamer and passes him. And now Andrew Lloyd takes off after the Olympic champion. Lloyd is bearing down on top of Ngugi. Ngugi digs deep, but he's got no more. And Andrew Lloyd wins the gold medal for Australia. Andrew Lloyd, whose performances in major events has been questioned previously, has stolen the 5,000 metres from the Olympic champion, John Ngugi. The bronze medal has gone to Ian Hamer of Wales. What a sensational performance from Andrew Lloyd.
Unbelievable.
He is the winner of the 5,000 metres gold medal, but let's just spare a moment for the man who has finished second, John Ngugi, who fell in the early stages of the race, who clambered back to his feet, who raced around the field in the ensuing lap to regain the lead and control of the event, and who has been beaten in the run to the line. Here's the concluding stages again. Ngugi led by about 10 metres at the top of the straight, but Andrew Lloyd, with blistering speed in the last 50 metres, the last 75 metres, has gone past Hamer, and then he's gone past Ngugi, and he has claimed the gold medal. The biggest moment in Andrew Lloyd's career, without question. Well, a magnificent performance by Andrew Lloyd. It's Hamer in the middle of the two, and Ngugi still leading at this stage. It's very difficult not to feel just a little bit sorry for John Ngugi, Steve.
It is, but we've got to give it to Lloyd. He came home. It was a magnificent effort. Certainly a real surprise. I'm in a bit of shock here. It's great for Australian distance running.
Well, there have been question marks over Andrew Lloyd in the past. The media, amongst others, have often questioned his ability in major championships, but he's silenced those critics now. There was a very significant gap at the top of the straight. He's shown incredible speed in the last, 200 metres of the race.
Yes, I think once he realised he had a chance of catching Ngugi, he's really picked him up in the dive at the line.
There's Andrew Lloyd taking a well-deserved lap of honour of the Mount Smart Stadium. Andrew Lloyd